The guards led me down a narrow corridor lit by dim blue panels on the walls. Each step echoed through the stone passage in a slow, steady rhythm. I felt the weight of silence press against me as the air grew colder. At the end of the hall, a pair of towering doors waited. The guards stopped and pushed them open. I walked inside without hesitation. The throne chamber stretched wider than I expected. Tall pillars shaped from dark crystal reached toward the ceiling. Between them stood the alien queen. Her figure was sharp and still. Four eyes watched me with a focus that felt like a blade resting against my throat. I sensed no anger in her gaze, only deep calculation. Her empire had captured scouts and soldiers before, yet none had been human. I was the first to stand before her, alone. She raised one hand, and the chamber guard stepped back. She studied my posture. She studied the dust on my boots. She studied the steady rise and fall of my breath. Then, her voice filled the chamber. The tone carried authority and restraint. She asked a single question. "Are you alone? Human?" The question did not surprise me. Her council had debated the threat of humanity for years. They believed humans functioned only in swarms or fleets. They believed no single human could cross a border without support. I stood in the center of the room and answered with calm clarity. "I came here by my own decision. I came here without an escort. I came here because peace requires the presence of someone who is not afraid to step forward." The queen tilted her head, as if my words did not match the data she had studied. She descended the steps from her throne with slow, deliberate movements. Her guards tensed, yet she ignored them. She walked a circle around me. Her eyes moved from my face to my uniform and back again. She seemed to search for any sign of deception. She stopped behind me. Her voice was softer now, yet still carried authority. She asked again, "Are you truly alone?" Before I answered, I felt the tension in the room rise. Dozens of unseen observers watched from high balconies. They waited for any detail that would confirm their beliefs about my species. I told her that humans do not measure strength by numbers. A single human can alter the direction of an entire war. A single human can shift the balance of an empire through action or through restraint. We build machines and alliances, yet our true force rises from the will within each individual. I reminded her that human explorers crossed dead regions of space long before our fleets grew large. The queen stepped closer. For the first time, I saw doubt in her eyes. Not doubt in me, but doubt in her assumptions. She had been raised to believe that unity came only from collective obedience. She had never seen a species whose unity formed through shared purpose rather than strict command. She asked why I would enter her territory when every star in her empire glowed with hostility toward my kind. I told her that peace demands vulnerability. Diplomacy demands risk. Progress demands that someone step into a room where no ally stands behind them. I told her that fear had shaped too many decisions between our peoples. Someone had to break the cycle, or it would continue until both sides collapsed. The chamber fell silent. The queen studied me without speaking. I sensed the calculation behind her expression shifting. Not softening, not warming. Transforming. She turned and walked back, toward her throne. She did not sit. She stood at the base of the steps and faced me. She told me that intelligence reports had warned her council that humans held a strange gravity. When a human arrived in a system, alliances changed. Conflicts paused. Old animosities hesitated. She said her empire feared this influence because it could not be predicted or controlled. She said they feared the way humans shaped events through personal resolve. I told her that influence is not a weapon unless someone chooses to wield it as such. She remained still for a long moment. The atmosphere in the chamber grew heavy. Every observer waited to see her next action. Finally, she stepped forward again. She dismissed every guard in the chamber with a single gesture. They hesitated, then obeyed. The room emptied until only the queen and I remained. She looked directly into my eyes and repeated her question. "Are you alone?" I answered with the same clarity as before. In physical presence, I am alone. In purpose, I am not. My people stand behind me, not through proximity, but through conviction. Their strength reaches through distance. Their memory guides my choice. That is why I stand here without fear. The queen inhaled slowly. Her expression shifted into something that carried the weight of realization. She said she now understood why her generals feared humanity. It was not our weapons. It was not our ships. It was the stability within the human mind. The fact that a human could walk into the heart of an enemy empire and speak without trembling. The doors behind me opened. Light from the corridor spilled into the throne room. The Queen gave a single nod. It was not permission to leave. It was acknowledgement. A recognition that her view of humanity had changed because of one individual who entered her chamber alone, yet carried the presence of an entire species within his resolve. As I stepped through the exit, her voice followed me. She said that any empire which underestimated a human standing alone would one day face consequences beyond its preparation. Then the doors closed behind me, and the hall returned to silence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more.